Hey YouTubers, so wanted to talk about this TV that is on the Black Friday ad. You can see in the background there, I actually have that TV. Now, I paid, I think I paid $1,000 for it once I bought, well, taxes and the Geek Squad support there or whatever. Pretty happy with the TV. There's a few things I don't like. So one, surprisingly, I have two different LG 4K Blu-ray players. You've probably seen the reviews here on the YouTube, and I must say that I'm surprised when I play those 4K Blu-ray players, the TV doesn't automatically snap to that input. You have to go through the LG menu, which is one of the worst ones that I have encountered. Might be a way to make it better if you go through and deleted a lot of the stuff in there that you're not going to use. I find I pretty much use the HDMIs. My 4K Blu-ray player, UP970, is a smart player. However, you know, the 4K content I can't access through Voodoo and others. I only get HDX, so that part stinks. So I have to use the either the menus on it to access that stuff, or the I have a Roku Ultimate over there, and I find that the Roku Ultimate, maybe it's because it's external to TV, but it provides the best streaming. I'm not extremely happy with the Wi-Fi streaming in the TV, and I actually have an Ethernet port behind the TV. I plug that in, so that makes it, you know, in that end stronger than the Roku's streaming. But so just kind of, you know, things to think about where you're going to put this TV. If you have an Ethernet port behind it, you'll have a real strong signal for streaming. If you're going to be far away from your router, you may end up needing a Roku or something else, which kind of defeats the smart TV purpose. But hell, this picture is freaking awesome. 70 inches is, in my opinion, ginormous, and you won't be disappointed with that. Thing's pretty light. I actually, though I don't have it mounted on the wall, I previously had it mounted on a wall in a different room in the house, a room that was going to be my movie theater room, and then it just so happened that this part of the house opened up, and I made that my movie theater. Sadly, if you see some of the other videos I have, there are speakers in the wall in the other room, and this one, you know, doesn't quite have the surround sound thing going, but it is a much bigger room. So that is, you know, one positive over there. All right, so things that I really like about this, and things that I don't. One, you know, it is HDR, but you know, where is the Dolby Vision, folks? At this point, you know, and this, maybe not this price point, but when it was $1,000, those are things that would be nice to have at this range, would be the Dolby Vision, which of course means buying an even more expensive 4K Blu-ray player. But you know, it's all good stuff. You know, of course, 4K resolution. TV's not exactly 70 inches, 69.5. The speakers in this thing, yeah, it says 10 watts. I have it hooked up to an awesome stereo system, and I don't really use the TV speakers, but if you were to use them, I would rate them as above average. The fact that there are other 4K TVs out there that just are terrible, tinny sounding. Here you go. Here's a RCA 4K TV that I've got in my office here, and it is it sucks sound wise. where the LG is comparative to some of the Sonys. So you'd be happy with it. You want to buy a sound bar, so that's going to jack up your price that goes along with this TV. Sound bar, or if you've already got the stereo, you're good to go. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're really enjoying that picture, you are gonna want to have the sound bar to get, you know, even better sound out of it, and preferably that subwoofer. Now this is pretty weak here, to be honest with you. 3 HDMIs. So we talked about all the stuff that I have hooked up, and I do a lot of reviews. So the HDMI thing, I kind of wish it had more, but that, you know, my case is a little different than most people. What you'll find as far as those HDMIs go, 3 is just not enough. And why is that? So we have out there, we have got a PS4 hooked up. I do have the 2 4K Blu-ray players, and I've actually got one in the office here. Under those iPads is another a Samsung one. That actually is probably the best 4K Blu-ray player I have. But getting back to that, so PS4, 4K Blu-ray player, a Roku, okay, and then what about Apple 4K? That, okay, so you start to run out of spots. Now, cool thing is my stereo is 4K, we'll call it 4K compliant. I can plug all that shit into the receiver, which has a shitload more HDMIs, and I'm good to go. But not everybody has that, so for those that don't, it's kind of could be annoying. Other things, you know, that I like to hook up to it, right now it's in here, but I've got a computer that's going to you know, basically be hooked into that system, so that I can use my wireless mouse and my wireless keyboard and enjoy, you know, my YouTube videos on the 4K TV. This has 2 USBs. I could have sworn one of them was for just the video, and the other was for the like a firmware upgrade, but I'm not so sure about that anymore. But you know, one thing, like you'll find it doesn't actually play back all the file types, which is annoying. I've got another device here, the Sony media player, that actually usually is out there. Right now it's sitting in here with me. I use that. It plays back every freaking file type. So and then when I say let me actually change that comment. I think it will play back just about every file type. Where the problem is it drops frame rates, and it's like it's stuttering. That is not good. So where I have some stuff that is backed up my Blu-ray collection, and I stream, you know, some of those videos that are almost 1 for 1. Well, we'll call them 1 for 1. They're like 25 gig files. It does not handle those well. So I use the other device, and it plays back good. And then some of the other, it doesn't read the right audio, so that's a negative. But all right, so overall, freaking very happy with the TV. I think the size is great, and I would have went bigger if it was more affordable. But for $6.99, shit, get it. All right, that's a positive review for the most part of this TV. And you know, sum it all up, yeah, I talked about the negatives, but you know, I think you know all the positives really. It's a freaking big TV, it's 4K, it's LG, it's good quality, and you will be happy with it, at least most of the time. You might not like the menus, You might not like all the HDMI inputs, which there aren't that many. You might not like the speakers. Those are the only things that you can ding on this TV, really. Except for the fact that it's really big. It's not like a super thin TV. Alright, well, thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe.